Hi, welcome to Dewdrops. My name is Beth. Boy, this is going to be a fun and packed video. These pieces are so much fun to make. So here we go. We start out first mixing some Chameleon powder with the low viscosity resin. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the heat gun and we are going to get rid of all the bubbles with that. After you let it cool for a minute or two, you just start dripping it into the piece that you are making for your inserts. Then once you do that, you cure them. You will need 4 of the diamond shape and 1 round. So you'll need to make at least 1 more of the diamond shape. I always make extras. Then we're going to be cutting apart our open bezels. We're just basically clipping off the end, the very tip there, and then we're just cutting it directly in half. And you may need to adjust them a little bit, but overall they pretty much just fit in. Now that we have those cut up, we will now start placing our wires within the mold and create the framework. This one's a very simple one. It doesn't take a lot of wire, nor does it take a lot of time. We're just crisscrossing at the bottom, and then we'll be doing the same thing at the top, except for I turned it a different direction, and you'll see. It kind of gives you that loop-de-loop feeling. I like it. I think it's pretty the way it lays. Now we're going to secure in the wires so that they don't move around, so that as we add more wire to it, that we're not displacing what we've already got in there. You're going to see that it's going to go pretty quick. I think this is probably the longest part. It really is. Because you have to secure in the wires after you get them in there. So now we're putting in some of the shorter pieces. And this is a preference thing. I like the way that they lay next to each other like this. So I just kind of keep them at the length that they are. There's a few pieces that I did have to adjust, but overall, I'm just still trying to figure out exactly where I want everything at. And there you go, I finally figured it out. That is how my process works. Sometimes I'll be like, nope, that's the wrong spot. So we're going to cure those into place, and then we're going to be adding more resin. And we are going to use the heat gun again, because it's really important for this piece that there is no bubbles on this side. As you're putting it in, you want the bubbles to not collect around the wires. And you do have to cure it for 2 minutes, and now we're flipping it over. And you just flip it over, pop back in there. It's not going to be a perfect fit, but it will work. You just add a little bit of resin there, and that's just to cover up any spots that didn't get covered properly because of it was upside down. So we're just smoothing it out so that we can put on the gilding adhesive to be able to put our color on. This is the new gilding adhesive I'm using. I really like it. It seems to work really well. I told you I'd keep you guys up to date on it, and I'm really, really loving it. So now we're going to add our chameleon flakes, and the order that I add them is the order that I have here on the page. We start out with the brown yellow, and we're going to work our way through the pink olive, the violet aqua, and the violet blue. And you notice here, I do not put any pressure at all. I just pretty much sprinkle it. I know it's hard with a pair of tweezers, but I'm telling you, it's the only way to go, because otherwise you'll waste a lot because it'll fly everywhere. So I just sprinkle it around in the areas that I want, and I just kind of go from the center out on this piece. And now we're gonna tamp it down, and it's a very important part. When you're putting your colors down, do not burnish right away. You need to tamp it, then burnish it, because that will keep your colors in place where you want them. Now we're gonna add some resin to it, and this will encase the chameleon flakes so that they don't get everywhere. And these colors, I love the way that they have that glow to them. Now we're going to add a little bit more resin, and then we're going to cure it for only about 15 seconds at the most. 10 to 15 seconds is the most you want to do it. It needs to be sticky. Now I am using the Dewdrops Resin Chameleon powder in the color teal on the back of this. And this is also the color I used for the petals. Now we're going to cover it with resin, cure it, and then flip it over. It is so pretty, and we still haven't added the flower on. So what I do is I dip each piece, that's the center, so I dip each piece in resin just to get it on the bottom, and then I put it in and place the pieces approximately where I want them. You'll have to fiddle-faddle with it, but it will settle in and it'll be just like, okay, that's perfect. And I fiddle with it. It fiddled with it for quite a while, as a matter of fact. Now we're going to add some more resin. This is the same resin that we put in the first time. You see how clear it was? Oh my goodness. This resin is amazing. There was absolutely no bubbles at all. So we're going to cure it for 3 minutes. But before we do that, I wanted to put on the caviar beads. And I'm just putting them as my center. I ended up overdoing it, so I had to back off a little bit and take some off. But that's okay. It was still fun doing it. I really still liked the look. Now we're going to put one more coat on. Like I said, this is a jam-packed video. There's so much between the making of the inserts and the cutting the wires and putting the wires in. It's a lot, but it's quick. It's not long as far as putting those things that you're not having to cut a ton. So now we're going to sand it. And basically it's just deburring, getting rid of the sharp edges. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of any of the micro bubbles that popped up. You always have those, so I take advantage of that. And now I'm going to cover it with some more resin and cure it. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to put a bail on, and I do it backwards. I put my bail on top, my piece on top of my bail. Then I cure it, and then I add more resin to the back. But that way it's stuck by that point, and you just have to secure it in and put resin on the back to finish that off. You're going to cover it with one more layer, and it's going to be high viscosity. And I just love the way that this resin cures. Very, very hard, very, very non-sticky. I'm just very pleased with it. Normally I use top coat UV nail polish, but using this resin seems to make that much easier now. So I'm putting more high viscosity on, and that is going to add your last layer of resin on there. And wait till you see it all done. Well, you probably already know how beautiful it's going to look, but I can't wait to show you. But you definitely want to cure it for 3 to 5 minutes. And there it is. Oh my God, look how pretty that is. When it hits the light and the colors just pop. Oh, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I had so much fun doing this. Please like and subscribe. I will see you soon.